Welcome folks to another Unreal tutorial. In this video we're going to be looking at how to create a platform that can move up and down. A platform that will have blueprints attached and that will be basically programmed to either move down when you leap on them or move up when you leap on them too. So you can see here I've got two platforms. The one that I'm on at the moment is designed to go up. The one that I'm about to leap on is designed to go down. So let's go on to the one that goes down. See there, travels down, going to leap off. And you can see there, that's gone back up into the air. So I'm going to leap onto this. It's going to take me up to that platform, leap onto this, and it's going to take me down. So how did we do this? Well, first of all, we're going to have to basically create an empty actor, which you can see here, which has got a static mesh attached and a trigger. In the event graph, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, on component begin overlap, which basically casts to the third person character, which activates the platform, the time in which it takes to kind of go up or down, the lerp, which will basically begin the start and the end of the process, the set relative location, which will basically give the location of the static mesh and connect up the movement and connect it up to the timeline. So we've got a little bit of work to do here, but it shouldn't take too long. So I'm not going to delete these. I'm going to leave these as is. I'm going to go through to the content browser and I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to Blueprint Class, click on that. I'm going to create an actor. I'm going to call this Lift Up 2. I've already got one there. Double click is going to open it up in our little editor here. So first thing we're going to need to do is we've got the actor there. We're going to add component, and then we're going to go to static mesh. We can rename this. We can call this Lift Mesh 2. You see that it's sort of creating a hierarchy. If I create another one now, well, before I do that, I'm going to go to static mesh and cube and basically just set the scene there. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit and create our cube. Like so. If you want to see what it looks like in the environment, you can move this over to one side, then click and hold our lift up 2 and drag it in there so you can see. Right, so that's looking pretty good. Something like that. Lastly, I'm going to go to Add Component and going to go down to our collision box. Click on Collision Box and we're going to call this Lift Trigger 2. So with that selected, if I click on the middle here, you'll see our collision box there. Now you can adjust this, you can sort of stretch it, depending on when you want the box to activate. Now it's pretty much, I think that looks pretty much okay. Go to compile and save, that looks pretty good. So next we're going to go onto the event graph. So now we've created our little platform there. Going to need to do some mechanics, so there's some already like preset mechanics there. We're going to delete those. With the lift trigger selected, we're going to go to right click, add event for lift trigger 2, collision, add on component begin overlap, select trigger 2 again, right click, go back to add event lift trigger 2, collision. This time it's going to be add on component end overlap, like so. Next we're going to go to other actor. I'm going to click off that and just type in third. Yeah, it'll bring in our cast to third person character. And you'll see there are two strands that come off from that now. We do the same with the bottom one. Cast to third person character. So that's all looking good so far. Next we're going to create a timeline. Click off that, type in timeline. You'll see it appear there at the bottom. Then click on that. Double click on this box. We're going to create an add float track. We can give it a name, so we'll call this, say, lift up track. Yeah, so we can identify it. We're going to change this to 3 seconds. On here, on this line here, we're going to set the time. So we're going to go right click, add key, curve float. We're going to set this at 0. So just type in 0, 0 there. Then go over, oh, it's gone back to 5 for some reason. Let's go back to typing 3. So over to there where it says 3, we're going to right click, add key, and we're going to type in 3. And the value is going to be 1. Okay. Hit enter, and you'll see there it'll sort of go up at this kind of like 45-degree angle. That's pretty much it. Click compile, save. We're now going to go back to our event graph. So we've got that sorted. We'll need to hook up this bottom end to the reverse. Next we're going to create a lerp from our lift track. So from our timeline we're going to go click off from that. We're going to type in the words lerp vector. From this, so basically this is our kind of start and end. We're going to click off from A. We're going to promote a variable, and on this we're going to rename. So just bring this over a little bit, and we're going to call this start. We're going to drag off from B and promote a variable, and we're going to call this end. So that's all good. We'll need to compile because we need to change some of the coordinates there. So compile, save. So you'll see here on the right with end, we're going to change that to 200. Okay, like so. We're going to drag out now from the timeline. We're going to type in set relative location. This time we're going to select our lift mesh. Yeah, lift mesh. There. Like so. And then lastly, all we need to do is go to return value. I'm going to click the return value into the new location, like so. Make sure that you've got, before you compile, make sure everything's in place. So you've got that, which should be hooked up to the trigger. We've got the character, we've got the timeline, the amount of time it's going to take for our lift or our platform to move. We've got the start time, and we've got the end time. The end time should be 200. The lerp there to help to facilitate that, and then we've got this set relative location linked up to our lift mesh 2. Once you've done that, click compile and save. Now by rights this should work, so I'm going to bring this down here like so. Go to play, and we're going to go through to here, hop on, there we go, and our lift is working. Hop off. You see, go down. Hop on again. Now, if you wanted to go a little bit higher, we can do. Right. And come back through to our editor. You see there on end. So at the moment it's set at 200. If we set it to say 400, click compile and save. Go through to play again. Go and jump on it again. By rights, this should go a little bit higher. You can see that. Not bad. Leap off. You'll see it go down. Leap on again. Goes up. jump off, go down again. So again, you know, if you want to make it a little bit higher, just go back to the event graph, click on end. You can change that to say even something like say 600. Click compile, save. Let's go back. Play. There we go. We'll go onto our platform. Yep. Lead off. Okay. So next we're going to go into how to create our down platform, and this should be a little bit easier. So what we do here is we're going to go back through to our content browser. You can see here lift up to. I'm going to right click, going to duplicate this, and we're going to rename it. So instead of lift up, it's going to be lift down to. Enter. Double click on that. So now we've got lift down to. Now there's a couple of things that we will need to do, because these coordinates that we've copied this, but it's still tethered to the other platform. So we are going to have to make a few changes to this, right? Because otherwise it's going to have the same coordinates. So first of all, I'm going to delete these. So the on component begin overlap and the cast to third person character. Hit delete. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the lift trigger. We'll rename this actually. Call this lift trigger 3. And we're going to right click. And we're going to go to add event for trigger 3 collision. Add on component begin overlap. So it's the same deal as before, and then we do the same thing again with the end. Okay, got all that, and then same as before. We then draw out a connection for our character. So other actor. Click off that. Type in third like before. Oops. Cast a third person character, and then we go to again at the bottom. Type in third. And then what we do is we connect these up to play. Connect this up to reverse, because we basically want, once we've kind of jumped on it, it needs to basically take us back down, but then when we jump off it needs to go back up, which is why we've got the reverse. Now on the end, and this is where the difference comes, we need to set this into a minus, because at the moment it's set at 600. So what we're going to do is going to go minus 600, and we're going to try and set it to the same height, or roughly the same height anyway, as the other platform. So we're going to go to compile, save. Hopefully you won't get any errors. If you do get some errors, then go back to the video, follow the steps that I've done. I'm going to go back here. So we've got lift down. I'm going to drag that into the scene. Drag it near the other platform there, and then we're going to drag this up. So this is going to go down. So this might just take a little bit of sort of tweaking around. I'm going to set it to kind of go from there. Let's bring this down here. Okay, and let's have a look. So we go play. You can see it's up there, it's just hovering there in space. We go through to our little platform, hop on that. It's going to take us up. So you can see our platform over there. I'm going to go and leave on. And it's going to take us down. Now, it's going a little bit, you can see there, it's just in a little bit of weird interference there. Not a problem at all. All we need to do is you need to just take this up a little bit. Hit play. And this is where you just need to do a bit of tweaking, that's all. There we are. And again, you can sort of play around with that. But effectively, that is it, folks. Yeah, we've got a lift that goes up, and we've got a lift that goes down. And of course, what you can do is, once you've done this, once you've created the up and down platforms, there's nothing to stop you creating like this kind of symphony of different platforms that are kind of going up and down all over your scene. You know, to sort of create this, you know, it could be like a little puzzle or something like that. But that's pretty much it, really. So that's it. So thanks for watching, folks. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give me a like, comment and subscribe. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.